Hey guys, today I'm going to do a little maintenance on the Troy-Bilt Snowblower. I've had this for 4 years now, and it's working on the 4th winter. There's been a lot of snow blowing this winter. We've had a lot of snow. But one thing I want to do, I want to grease the gearbox for the augers, and then the augers themselves there. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to use and how I do it. So like I said, this is a Troy-Bilt machine, and it's made by MTD, so this might apply to many other machines. So this is how my gearbox looks. That's it right there. And some machines they look different than this, but for the one I'm using today here, this is how mine looks. And to grease this, you got to pop that off. That's all it is. It's just a plastic, like a cap, like it's pushed in. You got to pop it up. I'll use a screwdriver there. Just pop it up. Then I'm going to use some white lithium grease. I'm just going to shoot it in there several times, because I've seen videos and other guys talk about it, that if you had the machine over a year, the grease starts to cake on the side there, the gearbox, and you want the grease to be on the gears, because if you don't have much grease on the gears, you could seize it up. So for today I'm going to use the lithium grease, and you can use it's a 00 or 00 grease. If you're going to take it apart and you want to do it like that, then fill it with that. But I'm just going to top it up with the white lithium. So let's pop that off and put some of that lithium grease in there. So we'll just pop that off. And they say you could stick something in there to check the level, but I've heard it cakes on the sides after you've had this a while. So you're not going to get a proper reading. And it's a good idea to do this. This machine has been working good and everything, but you should do. So I'm going to shoot several in here, long ones. And you can get air bubbles too, so you want to push it right down there. It's taking it. So. And you can use that 00 grease too, but this here with the straw, if you put on the white lithium, this works really good, because it's hard to, that's not a very big opening there. It's taking it too, so. You want those gears lubed up good. You don't want metal rubbing on metal, that's for sure. There. Put that back on. And then we'll do the augers now too. We'll pull the pins out, the shear pins, and we'll squirt some of that in every hole. And even on the ends of the shaft here, just to keep that nice and lubricated. Now you got to pull the shear pins out. They're not too hard to get out, but sometimes when you're out on you're plowing in the yard and your fingers are cold and you don't want to bring back to the garage, and if you break one of these, it's hard to get it out and get it back in. So it can take a little time, but it's not bad. So now I have all those clips out. I got to pop the pins out. And sometimes these can be hard to get out. Like you have to bang this a bit. I already pre-banged this one. Then I can just pull it out. That's a good shear pin. And good to have some of these on hand, like in your toolbox or something. Keep some around, because you will break them from time to time. Like if you hit a big log under the snow or something, you can't see it. It'll get jammed in here, and then this will break. So this can turn free. The pin will break and that'll turn free, and it won't damage the rest of your snowblower. So I'll just get all the rest of those out, those pins, and then we'll start lubing it up. Well, I got all the pins out now, and these things just move freely now. Another thing I wanted to say, For safety precautions, unplug the spark plug too. I did that before I started, but I forgot to mention it. So you unhook that, then there'll be no chance of this turning or starting. But now these are free flowing and I can spray in the holes. One thing I noticed, I had a little trouble getting some of them out. I'll show you. It's bent. Look, some of them are bent. So that means they were under stress, they were ready to break, but they were still holding. But it's hard to get them out. So here's some new pins here I have. I have lots of extras. I keep these in case I got extra spark plugs. So I'm going to put these new ones in after I grease it up. So if you have any new ones, that'd be a good time too. Just replace them. And make sure you got some spares. Because you put the new ones in, doesn't mean that one of these wouldn't break the next time you use it. If you hit something, like I said, like a big piece of wood or something under the snow, or a toy or something, who knows, then they're still going to snap. But that's why I had some trouble getting that out. Look, it's bent. So I'll grease those up now. And then just do the shaft around all the and I got a piece of cardboard under here to catch all the mess. There is some overspray happening. There. A little more for good measure. And then just turn them around just to lube it. Then I got to line those all up after to get the pins back in. The shear pins and then the clips. I got some of these extra clips too. I got extra ones of those. You got to have all kinds of extra parts. You never know what you're going to need, and they always break when you're in the middle of a job, so it's handy to have those around. So guys, that's all done. I wanted to mention also I have this. It's an anti-seize. I'm going to put those on the shear pins so that, you know, when they break sometimes, I've had a problem before where I had to use a punch. I'm out in the snow on my back and I'm banging with a hammer trying to get it out because it's so tightly in there. So put a little anti-seize on those pins too. And, you know, I'm no mechanic or nothing. I'm kind of handy with small machines and stuff. But for stuff like this, like oils and lubrications and tires, you know, things like that, like the more you can do, you save a bit of money, and it's good for your machine too, because you can't always take it in, right? So these things like changing oil and lubing the gearbox, they're important. So give a big like here if you enjoyed the video, and we'll try to do some more when we can, about the quad or the snowblower or whatever.